What's up with you, thug?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Yeah.
now.
What up?
And
All right.
you know, we kicking it.
Yo, I heard what you was just saying about the Amiri shit and all that, bro. You want to know some real shit? What you need to do, because people be fucking watching how rappers dress and shit, and they like, rappers make shit hot. This is why I always tell rappers, like, sell merch. Wear your merch.
Right, right.
You know what
Hey,
I'm
you
saying?
know how I want to do it. You know how I want to do it. I want to like somehow, some way, have like get that big presence in the designer like fashion world. Then like be like Dior. Let me make a Dior shoe.
Yeah,
That's
that's
saying
hard. That's
let
hard.
me
Do a
show you
collab.
how Dior poster look type shit.
Yeah, that's hard too. That's hard too. Yeah, you should do that, and then just always still have like
Yeah, have your
your
own
merch
shit.
on the side.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
Kanye showing a nigga how that Yeezy blowing up. So I need
Ah,
some money
yes,
too.
man. Kanye, bro. Fuck. That motherfucker's out of here with that. That shit's crazy.
Hey guys, every time I talk to Russ on some hustling shit. He got me on some hustling shit.
You already know.
Come on.
Yeah.
We're all like-minded individuals. It's all
Yes,
about
sir.
empowerment.
Gazi, how we feeling, bro? How you doing?
I'm great, man. How are you? I got Moneyman here chilling with us too.
Okay, what up, bro? Yeah, I'm good. I can't complain.
We in the studio. Where y'all at?
Same. I'm in the studio.
I'm at the crib getting fat.
This
You
is
know,
damn near the first time Jackboy is not at the studio. He damn near
what?
lives in this bitch.
I see it.
First time Jackboy said he came out here like how long ago was the first time he came out here? About a year ago? A year and a half ago. It's been about a year and a half.
About a year and a
It's like
half.
September 2019. He came, recorded a couple songs, and then he comes
Yeah.
out and he sees me out in the hallway and he says, I could stay here and record a little longer? I said, yeah, you can stay as long as you want. He said, can I stay for the next 2 weeks? I said, yeah. He said, can I stay longer than that? I said, yeah. He said, I'm going to abuse this motherfucker. And
Hell
then he
yeah.
literally
As
stayed in
he
the studio
should.
for like, he stayed in the studio for like 3 months and made 2 albums.
Fire.
I told him I'm gonna abuse this motherfucker. What?
Yeah. Amazing work ethic, man. So
Yeah.
it's been dope to watch him, like, make his ascension. It's very well deserved.
That's all
Proud of
this
you,
shit
bro.
really comes down to, bro, is work ethic. People don't really understand that like, man, it's not even a matter really anymore about it, and it never was about how dope you are and whatever. It's really like who wants this shit more than everyone else. You know what I mean? Like, but people get comfortable, people get rich and stop trying. You feel me?
Let me ask you a question. When you got started, wasn't
Yeah.
one of your promo methods like didn't you go ham like on SoundCloud for like a year and a half or something? Whereas like
Yeah,
every
like
Monday you kind of had a Music Monday thing.
yeah, like a song. I just was like, man, the best way to promo my last song is my next song. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I just went fucking crazy for like
He said the best way to
2
promote my
years.
last song is my next song.
Yeah, bro, that was
That's
it. Because
really
it's
cool.
like, because I'm like, man, you know what? All right, the last song didn't work. The next song is gonna get y'all at least to come back to my page, and then maybe you go down the rabbit hole of the
Hello.
catalog. You know what I mean?
And even if it don't get what I want at the moment, it's still building that solid, foundation.
Yeah, exactly.
But when
'Cause
it
then,
do come back, it's like, oh
yeah,
shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, because at some point it's gonna take off, and then people got to do their homework, and then shit's really taking off. That's why that's when you get those like fans who are just like, I've been with you since. You know what I'm saying? Like you give them that era to hold on to.
And then you did a bunch of independent distribution on your own, and then you did a license deal with Columbia, is what I was told.
Yeah, no, I partnered with Columbia. It was a full record deal, but it was a partnership. It
Yeah.
wasn't just licensing. But yeah, man, I built up the leverage, and then I was just like, I want to get on radio. And at that point, I didn't know how to get on radio without a label and playlisting and shit like that. And it was a cool learning lesson and cool phase in my life because I learned a lot of shit. I met a lot of people.
Yeah. And
but,
you also
now,
evolved into an international brand during that time period.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say labels help with anything. And I was just talking with some artists about, not some artists, my boy Remble out of LA, talking with him about how, if you want to be international, that's got nothing to do with the label. Because at the end of the day, labels are not developing you anymore. You feel me? So if you want to be international, go get an international booking agent who's going to put your body in fucking Germany. You feel me? Like that's how, like the way I became international was being on the internet and putting songs out, but it was also my first tour ever was an international tour. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Right.
went out there and planted the seeds and did 100
Right.
kids
Right.
in Manchester and did, you know,
Yeah.
400 kids in Paris, like, and built
That's
it up.
because most of the major labels are domestic, and then they have sister companies in those regions.
That's
And
right. That's see that
unless
now
the
that's
sister
the
company,
shit that people don't understand.
they
People on
don't
the
know
outside
that.
looking in don't get that.
Yeah.
When you hear people sign to Columbia or RCA or Atlantic, that's a domestic deal.
Yeah.
That's a domestic deal.
That's something that
Overseas, you're with someone entirely else. You're just with Sony UK, Sony, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
that's something that we did a lot different when we wired our company. I have international employees all over the world in key markets like Nigeria, Indonesia, China, Europe,
All right.
Latin America, so that when we push the button in the United States, it should get a global push. Because for an artist like yourself, if you look at your streaming numbers, I would imagine 30 or 40% of your streams are coming from outside the U.S.
Man,
So it
it
deserves to
might be
have
more than
a
that.
marketing component. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be more than that too, to be honest. But that's why it's like, you know, it's touring
It's
is the
foolish.
illest
It's
shit to me.
foolish not to work a record internationally now. We're in a global economy. And if you're
You know,
making amazing
yeah.
music, you should be working it globally.
You know what else is fucking dumb as shit is that they first week sales they just count U.S. as if none of the rest of the world exists.
Matters, yeah.
Oh,
It's
they
like
do?
yeah,
Yeah.
like when you see first week numbers like oh so and so did 100K first week.
Yeah, they're
That's
only looking at the
literally
US.
just America. You know what I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
saying? It's like that's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
even
a lot of that,
Canada. That's not even Europe. It's like
you,
what? Y'all
you
acting
know what
like
a
the
lot
rest
of
of the
people
world
don't,
doesn't exist.
because a lot of people don't trip off why that matters. It doesn't matter to the general public. They made it matter to the general public. What it really matters to is the CEO and the executives that are going to get bonuses off of those numbers.
Yeah,
hundred
good shit.
percent.
That's
Cause
all they care about.
it
Yeah.
might be more numbers over there than over here for real. Even though
Bro,
A lot of
for
artists do.
sure.
There's
Yeah,
quite a few artists that will stream more outside the US, but they don't look at that
that's
that
like
measurement.
a lot of my shit is outside of the U.S. It's big in the U.S., but a lot of my shit is outside the U.S., which is why like when
Where
people
are
would
your
see
key
my
markets at? Tell them
like
where your key markets are, because that'll educate people.
yeah, Portugal, the Middle East is done popping in Brazil, Belgium, like
How about
Australia, Philippines is
Japan?
crazy.
Japan?
Yeah, nah, I haven't tapped into Asia yet, but I just started tapping into Asia.
I would imagine you'd be really big if you went to Tokyo and did some stuff with some of the brands out there, like some of the
Yeah,
streetwear brands.
yeah. So I've tapped into
Jackboy,
like Southeast Asia, like
you smoking
Philippines
some
and
real shit
Malaysia.
over there.
Jackboy's out here dying. That's just hitting you back.
that's that San Francisco weed.
As it should. That's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, so for me, I was like, you know, the overseas shit, I really be doing more shit over there sometimes, the way it looks from the outside looking in, which is why when people would post my shows, motherfuckers were like, I don't get it. Who listens to him? It's like, because y'all are local. Y'all think that the only shit that exists is America and or your zip code.
Hey,
Y'all are local.
you know what I learned about that? I went to looking at a lot of motherfuckers like when I was in jail, like a lot of rappers I like, just a lot of shit, like shit,
Yeah.
And net worths, all that. How about I look up Flow Rider? And this my man, so I'm cool with him too, but
Yeah.
we don't really listen to him no more. But I'm looking at his shit, I'm like, God damn, this
Flow
nigga,
Rider's lit.
he fucked up. Like you would think you know what I mean? You would have him fucked up, but that overseas got him like that money going.
Oh
crazy.
yeah. Yeah, bro. Well, because
So-
the thing with overseas, melody is king overseas. You gotta understand, like, you know, it's hard to do an arena of just straight bars overseas.
Somebody told me that
That's
too.
because you know why?
They don't
Because
English is their
because
second
they might
language.
not understand, but they might not understand the words. But everybody understands melody.
Exactly. Music is a universal language. I can't tell you how many times I've done a meet and greet overseas and I couldn't even have a conversation with a fan, but that same fan was singing songs. Or the amount of times fans have been like, man, I help you, your songs help me learn English. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
You know, it's crazy you said that. I kind of felt that way too. That's why, like my old music, I used to rap more, but now I'm adding more melody because I know it. Like melody that's gonna last longer. A catchy song,
hell yeah.
5 years from now, a good rap song, that shit be like, he said some bars, but words like drip, words like Dior, all that shit gonna be gone one day. But if you use a good melody and spit some pain or some shit, this gonna be forever. Like pain.
You're right.
Ocean melody, that's forever. that drip, that Dior shit, that
Russ,
shit gonna be
Russ,
done.
You're right.
give people an idea of what overseas bags look like, so these rappers understand and these musicians understand how much money they can make when they leave the U.S. Like, what do you think an average musician can make if they go on an overseas run? On
Well, I mean, it depends on what you're
like a
good for in the
mid-size
market.
artist. What would you guess a mid-size artist would touch if they went to like Germany?
A mid-sized artist. So what type of venues you doing? Like 2,000 caps?
Yeah, like 2,000 caps.
I mean, it's not that much different from the U.S. 30, 40K a show
I ain't
type
gonna,
of shit.
I ain't
And
gonna
if
lie.
you did
But
and then like Dubai, how much do they pay in like Dubai?
yeah, Dubai's like I'm gonna keep it real. I went to Saudi and got fucking 600K to pop out for a show. You feel me? So it's like that's why like I be
There you
kind of
go, Jack.
laughing when like the hip hop media be
And
trying
then
me and shit because I'm like,
I'm overseas on there.
yeah, it's just I just
I
kind of
know
be
an
laughing
artist.
when,
I know an artist that went to the Middle East, did a show for like 500,000, and then somebody came out and tapped in with him and said, "Can you stay another week? We'll pay you 500,000 for 2 more shows a piece."
Yeah,
They
man,
made
they made a
a
those people out there
1.5 million and
just
came back. That's some unbelievable money.
yeah. And the thing is, people need to understand, right? When you do a show in the U.S., you get paid in dollars. You go do a show in the U.K., you get paid in pounds.
Which is $1.3.
Yeah.
One
So
point one
you feel
point three
me?
dollars to a pound. So you make 30% more on your money.
Yeah.
So getting 70,000 pounds would be like getting $100,000
That's
approximately.
what I'm saying. Or you go get paid in euros and you're getting paid 100K euros a show. It's like, it's different. It's different out there. And at the end of the day, overseas people, to keep it real, and I love all my American fans, but because overseas doesn't see you that often, there's a reason why those shows are fucking wild. Because those motherfuckers don't get rappers every weekend. If you live in Atlanta before COVID, you could see 4 rappers a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you live in Germany, it's like, nah, bro, we're going to the show because I don't know, we got
When
5
he's
shows
coming
a
back.
year type of shit.
Yeah, for real, for real.
Yeah.
That's like Jackboy, you did something that was really dope to me the other day. I didn't even know he did this. I just look on his Instagram and all of a sudden this boy's in Colombia, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
And he chartered his own plane, flew to Colombia, and I texted him. I said, "You on vacation? Have fun." He hit me back. He said, "No, I'm working." I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I flew out here to shoot 2 videos and I'm flying back tomorrow." And I was like, that type of work ethic is what
Yeah.
separates you from the pack. And a lot of people don't understand natural talent is natural talent. Ability to make music is ability to make music, but none of that supplements do you have the work ethic.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's
It takes
true.
work ethic and drive to go to the next level.
That's some real shit, bro. That's some real shit. And the reality, people don't understand that. People just think that your talent's gonna get you on, and that's enough to stay on. But people don't understand. You gotta love this shit enough to want to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, otherwise, it's not gonna last. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell. Everyone knows the people who is really clear why you even started doing this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because y'all fall off because it's like, oh, you were doing it for the perks and for the points. I can tell you don't actually love this shit. That's why you fell off.
That's what I'm telling my homeboys too. I be like, when you go in the studio, don't really do it. Record your music, the shit on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Record it for your people, because now that's gonna make you want to drop 2, 3 more songs when you tired. You know what I'm saying? The shit
Yeah,
on,
that's real.
I'm ready to go
I
home.
got another boss in the
Yep.
building.
You dig? What's poppin'?
What's good, my
Hey,
guy?
go, my boy. What's up? What's poppin', yeah?
Yeah.
We're on the studio hanging out,
All
making
right.
new masters, making new masters.
Hitmaker, I owe you a couple. Hitmaker.
Yo, bro. I'm sending you some shit. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna text it to your phone. I need a couple vibes, man. For real,
Yeah,
for real.
I got you.
We overdue.
you.
We overdue.
I got you. That's a fact.
So Jack, what's on your mind, bro? You dropped a big video today called "Own My Masters" that you and Russ put together.
Yeah.
I had a few people hit my line like a few weeks ago or about a couple months ago because Russ said he was building an empire like Ghazi Shami. I'm not gonna lie. That felt good in my spirit. I appreciate it. It feels good to be recognized as somebody that has done very well for himself. So I appreciate that. But that brought us to a pretty cool conversation and a pretty cool narrative, which is we're in a space now where more than ever artists are able to dictate your legacy, able to dictate your path. There's more empowerment now than ever. And something that's always been fundamental to the nature of my company is I always said, I want to be a green light when everybody else is a stop sign. And so I've always believed in enabling and empowering artists, whether it was through licensing masters rather than owning them, or providing studio time, or providing budgets, or radio, or whatever it was. I always just believed in artist empowerment. And so I believe that Jackboy embodies the spirit of me saying, hey, run wild. Like, he got out of jail. I sent him a DM and I said, I've been holding a check for you for a long time. You don't know me, but I got some money for you, because when you went to jail, his brother Kodak, but we're keeping it real. His brother Kodak gave me his tape and said, load up this tape and hold my brother's royalties for him. And then Kodak happened to go to jail. Jackboy got out, and I was holding his royalties for like 2 years. And so I sent him.
I'm like, what the fuck? Who this is?
Yeah. And then I told him, I said, fly out here and maybe we can turn this into more money. And I gave him an opportunity. But at the end of the day, all I did was open the door. It was up to him to walk through it. And not only did he walk through it, he walked through that bitch with swag. So, yeah.
Now,
and so I'm very proud of watching the independent nature of artists in 2021 is really amazing. And you're a big part of that. Like, what you did in the last few years is a big part of that narrative. And so you guys making this record is really dope.
Yeah, no, the song is fire. Jackboy went crazy. And just the fact that he's already on the whole Own My Masters thing, man. Like, that's what you should be on. But what do you mean by hold his royalties? What does that mean?
He was making, you know, I'm a distributor and a label. So I was distributing his content for him. And while he was in jail, the royalties were accumulating. And I didn't know who to send them to. So when he finally got out, I seen on Instagram.
Right.
Yeah, I DM'd him. I said, what's your account number and your routing number? He said, for what? I said, I got some money for you. And then I sent him what I was holding for him. And he said, what is this for? And I said, your tape has been streaming, bro. Like, you got real fans. Come out here and let's turn up.
Y'all got a portal that you could have sent him a login so he could see the money?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, we built a portal back in like 2009.
Fire.
So we've had a portal for a long time. And now we're on a whole nother wave. Like, I'm starting to build a lot of other tools like financial forecasting.
I'm only asking because I would be hella sketched out if somebody was like, yo, I've been holding your royalties for 2 years. I'm going to send you a check. I'd be like, that's nice. Send me the log and I'll let you know if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Transparency is king.
Yeah. Nah, I respect what you've built, man. It's like, it's you know, the results show, you feel me? And I've never heard, you know, everyone has a problem with their fucking label and who they fuck with. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone have a problem with Empire. So that speaks a lot. 'Cause, you know, artists are fucking emotional as hell. So it's like the fact that no one says shit.
I started off on the artist side. So being able to be in the driver's chair and be like the person that gets to be in charge and make sure that the car doesn't wiggle and the car drives straight is it's definitely like the crown is heavy, but I rock with it. And I feel very fortunate and blessed to be in a position to provide a vehicle of change for artists. So that's why I'm always in the studio. I'm always like hanging out. Like, they're not my artists, they're my business partners. You know what I'm saying? So it's a much different, it's a much different breakdown. Like, when you're sitting with somebody and you're talking about, how do I trademark? How do I do my taxes? How do I develop my LLC infrastructure? How do I hire employees? How do I do a JV? What does that exactly mean? How do I collect my publishing?
Then you got a real deal breakdown to them guys. And when you say business partner, like, for the people on here, like, this when it's time to it's real deal business partners. Because when it's time to drop, you know, some labels will be like, nah, don't drop your album. Even though I had that with Empires, like, hold it for some days, I still had times where I have the option where I'm like, nah, fuck that. Now that I'm dropping it. I drop, it don't be no problem. It don't, know what I'm saying?
That's important, though. That's important. Hell yeah. That's important.
Like, so that's another thing that
his input is definitely very valuable to the team. He's very integrated into the way the company works.
Gotta be, man. Gotta be. Like, when you're the artist. See, this is what I love about working with people who understand that. Look, this is the artist's vision. You're here to facilitate it and push the button on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
that's what's important. When shit gets fucked up, is when labels start thinking that it's their vision, and it's like, it's not your vision. You know what I'm saying?
See, sometimes as the artist, you gotta be like, all right, Jack, let's not just drop this hard ass Russ song. Let's do a rollout. you gotta understand that. Know what I'm saying? You can't
That shit makes
like,
sense for
but
sure.
sometimes as the artist too, the label not understanding your fans, and it's like, bro, I gotta drop right now. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They need something right now. With
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of
everybody,
that has to do with, are you in tune with the artist that you're working with? Are you in
That's
tune
it.
with your business
That's it right
partners?
there.
And
Yep.
the analogy that we use internally a lot is I say, look, it's your car. I'm just the GPS. Call on me when you need direction.
right?
I like that.
And,
I like that.
and and we really mean it. Like he's seen it firsthand.
For
We
sure.
allow him to drop record. There's been times where we
Back
cut a record on Thursday and on Friday the record is out.
back to back. You know what I'm saying?
Who y'all use for a distributor? Like on the
We,
back end?
we- it's just us. I built the supply chain 11 years ago, so we're direct with every DSP in the world.
You
That's
are?
why our collections are faster, our transparency is better. All of our rates are at the highest possible rates. Like
Y'all get tier one rates?
absolutely, yeah. I mean, we're top
Interesting.
10 in the world in market share at this point. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
it's,
market share is just market share. You know, market share is a facade. It's just volume.
it's about, but here's the thing: we've managed to create market share without putting out volume.
Yeah.
We've been very careful to put out quality records rather than a lot of records. So as a distributor, if you look at volume, we're like 1/10 of the size of other distributors in terms of volume. But when you look at all the plaques on the wall and you look at consumption, our consumption is extremely high because we've partnered with artists that we really believe in.
Yeah, nah. I
So
get that. So y'all don't use, there's no like middleman between y'all and the
there's no
DSPs.
middleman.
There's no
No,
Merlin, there's no,
no.
oh, that's fire, bro. Yeah, y'all got just direct
We've
deals
used
with the
Merlin.
stores.
We've used Merlin for a couple of deals, but not for
It's not like a
not
blanket deal with Empire.
no, not for distribution. We don't use Merlin for distribution. Merlin is an agency that sometimes goes in and facilitates certain relationships. So if every once in a while you'll look at a Merlin deal and you'll say, look, Merlin has like hundreds of labels inside of their consortium,
Sure.
and I'll give you an example. Like there's certain situations where Merlin might have equity in a DSP. If I take the Merlin deal, then I am privy to the equity in the DSP. If I don't take the
Right.
Merlin deal and I do the direct deal, then I might not get the equity because the Merlin deal might be a 10-year-old deal prior to me even existing, right?
Yeah.
So we always look at all deals. I mean, we have like 7 lawyers just working all day on behalf
Yeah.
of the company. So it's a tremendous undertaking, but when you're able to be direct with all the DSPs and have that full transparency on everything that's occurring from a marketing angle, from a development side, supply chain, reporting, analytics, that's why we're fundamentally so lean and we're able to move so mean as a company is because of the access to the information.
That's
When
fire.
the first year I was using InGrooves as my 2009, and then by 2010, I flew to France and went to a conference called Midem, which was a big music conference in France where all the executives met every year.
Yeah.
And, I just started going by myself every single year, like a fly on the wall, walking around the convention center and started meeting Amazon and YouTube and all these companies. And I started building relationships and I finally got some direct deals under my belt in like 2010 and 11. And then
That's
I never looked
fire.
back.
That's
So
fire.
it was a lot of hard work, but it was definitely worth it because now we're in a position to be able to do things for artists like Jackboy and Moneyman and all the amazing things that we're doing. And it also opened up the landscape for companies like TuneCore and all them to flourish, which empowers artists like yourself. So
Yeah, man.
I'm a
That's right
big
around the
fan
time
of
I was using TuneCore was 2010, 2011. That's
I'm
when
a
I was
big
first
fan of
using it.
artist empowerment. So like,
Yeah.
the more platforms and the more options out there, the better.
Yeah. That's fire, man. I respect it. That's hard. That's
Are
hard.
you still in your major label deal or are you fully independent?
Nah, I've been out since last June, last May, something like that. Yeah. So I'm just like,
So can I do I smell a Russ and Jackboy tape? I know you fuck with Rec Live Raj pretty tough. That's my boy.
oh yeah, Raj is on Empire. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, nah,
I smell a
Jackboy's hard. Come on,
Jackboy
we're
and
gonna
Rush
keep
tape
cooking,
coming.
man. Yeah, we're gonna keep cooking. But yeah, man, like I'm just back fully independent, just how it used to be where I just make a song and upload the shit on TuneCore and rock out, man. And it's like there's not shit that feels better than being able to like pivot and move shit around. Like Jackboy, like you might make a song tonight and be like, yo, I gotta drop this next week, but then
Yeah,
you make a song the next night and you're like, never mind, scratch that shit. I'm
yeah.
dropping.
Fuck that. I want this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, but when you're with the major label and you're like, there's all these big ass rollouts and like everything's got to be so fucking
Yeah,
planned and shit. And that the situation I was in with Columbia was so rare and so beautiful because they kind of because like I said, I had the leverage and I had already kind of built up who I was as an artist. So they allowed me to operate, you know, the way I was already without them. So I was able to kind of just, yo, listen, we're about to just flood, we're about to do this, da, 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 da. And they were on board. But there was times that they were like, yo, let's try like one song and then wait a couple months and we roll it out, we work it. And, you know, I'm like, man, I'm telling you, like, I wake up on a Sunday, make a song and be like, this has got to come out now.
Well,
You know
I think the beauty, I think the beauty of the way Empire does business is we are from top to bottom all about supporting the artist. So you could call me on a Sunday morning as a CEO of the company and say, I want to drop in 3 hours, and I'll make sure to facilitate that it's out on Apple Music in 3 hours.